It started with a scream, loud enough to make the mansion's security guards drop their phones. "Henry! You can't be serious!" The shout echoed from the penthouse living room of the Kingsworth estate in Banana Island, a place so quiet even the breeze moved gently, so it wouldn't disturb rich people. But tonight, peace took a sick leave. Elora Kingsworth stood in the centre of the marble floor, staring at the thick envelope her husband had just tossed at her like a delivery package. Her heartbeat was loud enough to serve as background music. The maids froze behind the staircase. One whispered, "Omo, today go hot." Henry Kingsworth stood opposite her, tall, polished, smelling like money and bad decisions. He wasn't sweating. He wasn't nervous. In fact, he looked like someone who had rehearsed this moment in his car with AC on full blast. "Elora," he said calmly, adjusting his cufflinks. "Sign it." She blinked. "Sign what? A land document? Will you talk like a human being?" He tapped the envelope. "Divorce papers." The room fell silent. Even the chandelier stopped shaking. Elora laughed. A short, shocked, confused, sarcastic laugh. "Divorce? For who? Me? And which spirit wife?" "For you, Elora," Henry replied coldly. "Please don't make this dramatic." Dramatic? She placed a hand on her chest. "So all the months you've been moving like someone auditioning for most useless husband of the year, this is where you were heading?" She shrugged, unbothered. "Elora, I need a partner who aligns with my new goals, someone who matches my ambition, my new level, my vision. Someone like Cassandra." Elora froze. "Cassandra?" Her voice went dangerously soft. "Your new level has a name?" Henry pocketed his hands, his arrogance shining like premium oil. "Cassandra understands me. You're comfortable, too relaxed, too settled." "Oh," Elora nodded slowly. "So I'm now generator that settles easily?" "Elora?" "No, let me finish," she snapped. "For 8 years I stood by you when you were borrowing suits for interviews, eating noodles like it was your destiny. Now that money has finally reached your head, you think you can upgrade me like phone version?" Henry didn't flinch. "Elora, this is not personal." "Not personal? You're divorcing your wife." "How is it not personal?" He sighed, clearly tired of scenes. "You'll be fine. You deserve someone simple." "Simple? Simple?" She went quiet, the type of quiet that is louder than shouting. She sat, opened the envelope, saw the neatly typed papers, with his signature already printed like he couldn't wait. Her hands shook. Her heart felt like glass cracking in slow motion, but she didn't cry, didn't kneel, didn't beg. She picked up the gold pen on the table, breathed in slowly, and signed. One signature, one heartbreak, one marriage buried. Henry collected the papers with the pride of someone receiving an award. "I'll send someone for my things." "You don't need to send anyone," Elora said quietly. "I'll pack them and burn the useless ones if I feel like it." He didn't respond, didn't look back. He just walked out of the mansion, his designer shoes clacking like punctuation marks. The door closed and the silence returned, heavy, humiliating, sharp. A week later, Elora found herself in a premium private hospital in Ikoyi, sitting in an examination room decorated like a 5-star spa. She was only there for a migraine check. Life had other plans. The doctor entered with a smile too suspicious for Elora's emotional state. "Miss Elora Chapman, congratulations." Elora frowned. "For what?" "You're pregnant." She stopped breathing. "Pregnant?" "Her." Before she could blink, the doctor added, "And you're carrying twins. 3 strong heartbeats. Triplets." 2. Her hands covered her face, her breath trembled, her world tilted. For a second she felt weak, then something fierce woke up in her chest. Strength, determination, a kind of silent power she didn't know she had. Her father's words echoed in her memory. When someone walks out of your life, sometimes it's God clearing the road for the blessings to enter. Henry thought he upgraded, thought he deserved better, thought she wasn't enough. He had no idea she was carrying triplets he would never know existed. Elora looked at the ultrasound photo and whispered, "It's me and you 3 now. Nobody will ever break us again." The storm outside began to fall, but inside Elora, A queen had just awakened. Weeks after the divorce. The Harmattan breeze was violent that morning, one of those Lagos mornings where dust would slap you like government warning. Elora Chapman stood on the balcony of her new serviced apartment in Lekki Phase 1, sipping Zobo like a woman who had accepted her fate, or so she thought. Then came the letter. A crisp cream envelope stamped with the logo of a law firm so high-end their receptionist probably spoke with British accent even in her dreams. Elora blinked. From Brighton and Sons Chambers? What did I do? Did I mistakenly fight a country? Curiosity dragged her inside. She showered, dressed sharply, tied her natural hair into a slick bun, and even wore heels because you cannot let million-dollar lawyers catch you looking like struggle. When she entered their mahogany-panelled office on Victoria Island, she felt like she walked into a billionaire's lungs. Everything was polished, expensive, and intimidating. A distinguished elderly man rose from his seat. "Miss Chapman, I'm Mr. Harold Brighton. Please have a seat." Elora sat gently. Chairs like that were not meant to be sat on, they were meant to be admired. "Your late father left something behind," he began. Elora chuckled nervously. "Ah, sir, maybe 50,000 naira. He smiled like someone about to end all her problems. "My dear, your father didn't only invest. He struck gold several times and he won an unclaimed lottery about 13 years ago. He slid a gold-trimmed portfolio across the table. With interests, dividends, mergers and liquidated bonds, you are now the sole heir to a total sum of $992 million. Elora froze. Her eyelashes stopped. Her heartbeat paused. Her brain took a screenshot and crashed. "Sir, 900, what?" she whispered. 992 million, Miss Chapman. She blinked again. "Oh, okay, no problem, I'm fine. Let me just faint small." She didn't faint, but the chair definitely caught her leaning backward like a Michael Jackson dance move. This was resurrection, a new destiny wearing Versace. "Meet Jakes." Mr. Brighton called his son in, a young financial wizard named Jakes Brighton. Tall, calm, handsome, the type of man that would explain inflation to you with kindness and still remind you to breathe. "Elora," he said with the smooth confidence of someone who knew the language of money fluently, "if you want to keep this fortune, you must learn how to command it. Wealth is sweet, but mismanagement is a faster thief than Lagos traffic." Elora nodded fast. "Teach me. I'm ready. Everything must change, including my name." She took a deep breath. "From today, call me Elora Marcus Chapman. I'm honouring my mother and my father. I must confuse my enemies." Just like that, the helpless woman Henry abandoned was gone. A new force, Elora Marcus Chapman, was born. Weeks later, Elora quietly sold her old apartment, paid off remaining bills, cut old ties, and moved to Lagos Marina in a penthouse with floor-to-ceiling windows that looked like the home of destiny itself. Under Dake's mentorship, she began her evolution: boardrooms, Zoom calls, investment retreats in Morocco, negotiations with tech founders. She learned it all. She soaked knowledge the way AG bread soaks tea. Money didn't change her, it sharpened her. She launched the Hale Foundation for Women and Children, her public face, Marcus Chapman Holdings, the silent billionaire machine buying properties and tech companies behind the scenes. She remained private, elegant, and dangerous in silence. A few months later, she gave birth to her triplets. 3 tiny human beings who became her power source. Elora Marcus Chapman became one of the most influential Hindu billionaires in Lagos, moving quietly but shaking the ground each time she took a step. Meanwhile, Henry Kingsworth was learning his lesson the hard way. While Elora was rising, Henry Kingsworth's life was falling apart like a cheap biscuit in tea. His new wife, Clarissa Carson, was a walking megaphone with high taste and low patience. Together, they lived in a mansion in Banana Island, the kind of house that looked like it was allergic to poor people. But peace? Zero. Every day Clarissa screamed, "Henry, why don't we have a yacht? Henry, this car is old. 2022 model, I beg. Henry, when last did you upgrade your suits? Henry, why is your account balance looking like insult? Henry aged 10 years in one. He missed Elora's calm smile, Elora's soft voice, Elora's warm presence. One night he muttered, maybe I made a mistake. Clarissa overheard. Oh, so you miss your charity case ex-wife? Beautiful. Go and meet her now. Oh, wait, she left you. Henry swallowed tears that tasted like regrets marinated in stupidity. Then Clarissa pushed him into a huge investment deal overseas. All or nothing, baby. Rich men take risks. And the deal swallowed him whole. It was fraud. His company collapsed, employees resigned, banks harassed him. Clarissa threw tantrums daily. One night she screamed, "You promised me a private jet, now we don't even have fuel for the generator." Then she smashed a marble vase. Henry sat in the middle of the mess, broke, disgraced, depressed, and abandoned by everyone he trusted. He needed a miracle. He needed money. He needed an investor so powerful they could resurrect the dying corpse of his company. What he didn't know, the billionaire who could save him, was the same woman he threw away. Meanwhile, Banana Island gossip had been chewing Henry's name like suya for weeks. The once high-flying billionaire was now tapping the shoulders of contacts he used to ignore. With debts dancing around his neck like masquerades, only one name kept entering his ears from every direction. Talk to Madame Elora Marcus Chapman, the one they call the Silent Saviour. She was a myth in Lagos. Elegant but deadly, quiet but powerful, the type of CEO that didn't do much talking but could resurrect a dying company with one signature. They said she didn't smile. They said she didn't play. They said she had no patience for nonsense. Henry had no choice. His new wife, Clarissa Carson, had already moved back to her mother's house. She didn't sign up for billionaire that is now owing people. His board was panicking. Creditors were circling. Even his dog had stopped greeting him. He needed Elora Marcus Chapman. He didn't know who she really was. He didn't even connect the name. Because in his mind, the quiet woman he'd divorced months ago, the one he called emotionally slow, the one he said wasn't classy enough for Banana Island, was gone from his life forever. Oh, Henry, life was about to slap you with both hands. Then, the annual Lagos Commerce Gala was filled with Lagos big boys and big girls competing for who could shine brightest. Cameras flashing, champagne flowing, gossip flying up and down like pure water nylon. Henry felt underdressed in his slightly faded tuxedo. He looked like somebody that borrowed suit. He kept staring at the door waiting for Madame Chapman. And when she walked in, the entire room paused like Nipa just took light. She wore silver silk that clung to her like it had PhD in elegance. Her hair was sleek, her makeup was calm, and her aura pure Lagos authority. She didn't walk, she glided. 2 senators stood to greet her. A popular actress nearly tripped staring at her. Billionaires nodded respectfully, and Denzel Adebayo escorted her straight toward Henry's table. Henry stood shakily. She stopped in front of him. "Mr. Kingsworth," she said. Her voice was low, smooth, familiar, too familiar. Henry blinked, his throat dried. "Madam Chapman, have we met before?" She gave a tiny smile. Not warm, not friendly. The kind of smile Lagos women give when they know your secrets and are ready to destroy your destiny. Her answer? "Not in any life you deserve." Henry swallowed. "E pain am." The next day, Henry sat across from her in a glass-walled conference room on Victoria Island. The view was beautiful. His situation was ugly. Elora sat elegantly, fingers interlocked on the table. No emotions, no pity, just pure CEO energy. He pitched his dying company like a man selling puff-puff nobody wanted to buy. He tried to smile, he tried to crack jokes, he even tried to mention future potential. Elora watched him like she was watching a student confidently write wrong answers. When he finished, she stared at him through her glasses. "Mr. Kingsworth," she began, voice crisp like fresh plantain chips. "Your company is drowning. Your financial decisions are embarrassing. Your structure is chaos." Henry's soul left body briefly. She continued, placing a folder before him. "I will rescue the company. I will save your staff. I will inject capital. But your time is up." Her condition? He must resign immediately. He must sell the remaining shares for practically nothing, and worst of all, his name will be erased from the company's history. Not small erase. Erase like he never existed. The type of erase Lagos mothers use when they say, "Don't call that boy your friend again." Henry's chest tightened, but he had no choice. Clarissa had abandoned him. His accounts were red. His reputation was crawling. He signed. Alora nodded once. "Good luck, Mr. Kingsworth." Translation: "You're on your own." The day after the deal, a courier dropped a thick envelope at his gate. No name, no branding. Inside? Just one document and a stapled report. Henry opened it casually. Then he saw the names: David Marcus Chapman, Daniel Marcus Chapman, Destiny Marcus Chapman. 3 names, 3 children, triplets. His heart stopped. Then he saw her name, Elora Marcus Chapman, the same woman he divorced, the same woman he called too soft, too dull, too slow, the same woman he tossed aside like yesterday's bread, the same woman who just bought his company and erased his name. He flipped the page. DNA test, certified. Date of conception, 3 weeks before he filed for divorce. Henry dropped into his chair like someone slapped by thunder. He didn't just lose a company, he didn't just lose his dignity. He had lost $992 million in inheritance, a woman who was worth more than gold, and 3 children he didn't even know he had. In summary, the woman he rejected became the billionaire he needed. The triplets he abandoned became the legacy he never knew. Banana Island's golden boy became Lecky's cautionary tale. And Madame Elora, somewhere in Ikoyi, she took a sip of tea and whispered, "God, I beg, who send me marry that man?" Henry Kingsworth, the once proud Banana Island lion who had now turned to a confused house cat, begged and for a private audience with Elora Marcus Chapman, the woman he had thrown away like expired bread. Elora didn't respond out of pity. She simply said, "Tell him to come to Marcus Chapman Foundation. I have 15 minutes. 15 minutes. A whole billionaire reduced to calendar minutes. Life is funny." At exactly 5 minutes to the said time, Henry stepped into her private penthouse office, a space so serene, so elegant, so expensive looking that even the air conditioner was blowing confidence. His eyes landed on a picture frame sitting boldly on her table. 3 children, laughing with full chest. Their dimples? Henry's. Their eye shape? Henry's. Their nose? That stubborn Kingsworth nose. His heart banged like generator. He pointed at the picture with a trembling hand. Heavenly Father, Elora, they look like me." No be small look. The resemblance was shouting. Elora didn't rush. She didn't blink too much. She simply looked at him with the calmness of a woman who had suffered, risen, conquered, and now had zero energy for drama. "Henry," she said smoothly, "they look like who they decided to be." Omo. That line entered Henry's soul and rearranged his intestines. She continued, voice gentle but strong. "You left when I needed you. You doubted me. You mocked my silence. But my children, they grew up with love, with confidence, with peace." Henry swallowed. His throat suddenly felt like it was full of sand. Elora didn't insult him. She didn't shout. She didn't rub her success in his face. She simply laid out the facts like a well-balanced breakfast. "The triplets know who their father is," she said calmly. "When they're older, they'll meet you. But my life, my success, my joy were built without you." Henry looked like a man swallowing pepper soup and regret at the same time. She wasn't bitter. She wasn't broken. She wasn't begging. She had healed. And it annoyed him because deep down he thought she would still be crying somewhere. But Elora had become a queen, a very expensive one. A moment later, she gave the final blow. She stood from her seat, walked to the massive window over Lagos Island, and spoke softly as if talking to the wind. "Your mistake cost you a lot, Henry, but I forgive you." He blinked, surprised, until she added, "Forgiving you doesn't mean I want you back. You no longer are over my peace. Omo. Finish work." At that moment, the office went quiet. Even the air conditioner reduced volume to respect the moment. Henry opened his mouth, closed it. opened it again. Nothing came out. For the first time in his entire Banana Island life, he had no words. Later that evening at Alecco Beach, Elora watched her 3 children, David, Daniel, and Destiny, race along the sand, laughing, chasing each other, throwing tiny handfuls of wet sand like it was gold dust. The sunset wrapped the 4 of them in golden light, the ocean breeze kissing her cheeks, peace settling around her like a soft shawl. Elora breathed in, exhaled slowly. She smiled, truly deeply. She whispered into the wind, "I didn't lose him, he lost me." And Lagos waves carried her victory far into the horizon, a calm victory, a quiet victory, the sweetest type of revenge. Henry Kingsworth drove back to Banana Island that evening like a man who had misplaced his destiny on Third Mainland Bridge, the same man who used to step into his mansion with pride. Tonight, he dragged his feet like a disgraced heir being forced to confess. His security guards greeted him. He didn't answer. Even the dogs barked softly as if to say, "Ogre, sorry, oh." Henry went straight upstairs, entered his master bedroom, locked the door, and disappeared from the world. For 6 full days, not 1, not 2, 6 days, Banana Island Mansion was silent. No food, no shower, no calls, no meetings, no Clarissa Carson. Just Henry, his regrets, and the luxurious air conditioner blowing his pain in 18 degrees. He sat on the cold tiled floor, staring at nothing, replaying his stupidity. When I thought I was the boss, when I thought I needed to upgrade my taste, when I thought Elora wasn't good enough, when I threw away a whole queen and her love like sachet water. The regret was entering his bones. By the 6th night, his beard was growing anyhow, his eyes red like he'd fought with Pepper, and he looked like a Ban Island beggar. That was when he whispered, "I cannot live without her, or my children." He picked his phone, wiped his tear-filled eyes, and dialed the number he had deleted years ago, but memorized like a curse. It rang. Once, twice, then hello? Her voice, Elora's voice. Henry's heart broke open. Elora spoke with that calm confidence only Lagos queens possess. "Henry? This must be a mistake." That sentence alone scattered the remaining dignity he was holding on to. Henry burst into cry instantly. No warning, no shame. Real crying, the type that shakes Banana Island windows. "Elora, please forgive me. Give me one more chance. Yes, I did the worst. Yes, I threw you out, but please, have mercy on me." He cried like Nipa just took light during a Champions League match. But Elora? She laughed. Laughed loud and freely. The kind of laugh that sounded like joy, freedom, and healing. Her triplets ran toward her. "Mummy, why are you laughing like this? Who are you talking to?" Elora smiled mischievously and pressed speakerphone. The children leaned close. She said with a grin, "It's your father. He wants to come back into our lives." The children's faces changed instantly. David folded his arms. Desrini hissed like a true Lagos princess. Daniel squinted like he was examining nonsense. Then, in perfect unison, "Daddy, please don't come into our lives. You are not allowed. You are not welcome." Henry's breath caught. The sound of his children rejecting him, children he abandoned through pride, ripped him apart. He tried to speak. His hands shook. His phone slipped from his fingers and landed on his lap. Silent tears rolled down his face. Not billionaire tears, human tears. That was when the truth hit him fully. He had no chance left. He lost them all the day he pushed Elora out of his life. Hello, besties. Thank you for staying with me through this emotional, dramatic, painful, yet deeply satisfying scene. E-choke, Abby, it no choke. Henry donk at Colette what he was looking for. Premium tears and irreversible consequences. Moral lessons 1. Pride can destroy what love built. If you allow ego to enter your marriage or relationship, you will lose things you can never buy back with money. 2. Not every woman you look down on will remain down. Elora left as a rejected wife. She returned as a millionaire with triplets and peace. Life has a beautiful way of rewiring destinies. 3. Children remember everything. When you abandon them, they feel it. When you hurt their mother, they never forget. 4. Forgiveness doesn't always mean reconciliation. Alora forgave Henry, but she didn't take him back. Peace is expensive. Protect yours. 5. A good partner is wealth. If you lose them due to your attitude, you've lost more than money. Besties, tell me, if you were Alora, would you forgive Henry and take him back? Or would you move on like a queen and enjoy your wealth and triplets in peace? Drop your thoughts in the comments in your own language. Let's gist. Don't forget to like, follow, and share so more besties can enjoy the drama. See you in the next one.